Dr. Guo here was the first person to invite me to China, and he's welcoming me back.
My pleasure.
And Mike, he used to work in Silicon Valley, and I know a lot of people, and I'm really happy to announce that we have a new partnership with SVIF and Iris Lay. So we are very excited about expanding opportunities in China and across Asia. So we have a lot going on. As you know, a lot of you know, our main incubator now for Founder Space in China is in Hangzhou. We have 2 other incubators. We plan to expand that across China. Our goal is really to bridge international entrepreneurship to help startups globally to really solve the hard problems, whether we're talking about climate change, whether we're talking about education, whether we're talking about lifting people out of poverty. All of this, startups and capital are necessary, and they are the best tool. So whenever I approach a problem globally, and we've been doing lots of work. So I wasn't in China when China was closed because it was just too difficult to get in and out for a foreigner. But we were doing lots of work in Europe, a lot of work actually in the ex-Soviet republics, Uzbekistan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, all of those places. And I still see the hub of innovation, though, being Asia and the United States. So Asia and the United States, particularly China, China and the US are the 2 giants. China is going to drive the Asian economy. We see Southeast Asia has matured a lot. Imagine Southeast Asia 10 years ago and where it is today with the number of startups and entrepreneurship. We're doing work in Singapore and Malaysia. I'm very happy to be here in Hong Kong because I think Hong Kong has the biggest opportunity because, like we heard, Hong Kong is geographically in the center of Asia. Like if you really want to do business across Asia, Singapore is kind of off to the side, but Hong Kong is geographically in the center. And we also know that the size of a country does not impact the impact it will have. So we can see with Hong Kong, Singapore, countries like Israel, very small regions produce an oversized amount of innovation. And I have very strong theories about this. And my theory is that what drives innovation, there are 2 factors that drive innovation more than anything. It's capital in terms of investment and in the infrastructure of the country and in the people, and then it's talent. And particularly in this global world we live in, mobile talent. So if you want to get Hong Kong or other cities to really explode as innovation hubs, you have to make it really easily for people to attract talent to those regions. We know this. This is Silicon Valley, right? The history of Silicon Valley was very easy. Silicon Valley keeps renewing itself over and over and over again, not because of the talent already there, but because of new talent is always coming. Like new talent with new ideas who are very ambitious. And how do you attract talent? Like that's the question we all want to know. And you attract talent, there's one way, and that is opportunity. Like people go where the opportunity is. The smartest, the brightest, the most ambitious people will always put themselves in a position where they can maximize their opportunity for the future. So you look at the regions that really explode, and we saw this with Shenzhen, right? Shenzhen in China created more opportunity probably than any other city, and that's why all these people went to Shenzhen, even though it was nothing, right? Because it became the first economic zone that was really vibrant under Deng Xiaoping, right? And Shenzhen just exploded because opportunity was there. Now, we have many innovation hubs across China, many innovation hubs around the world, but ultimately all these innovation hubs are competing for capital and they're competing for this talent. So you have to think of ways to make it easier. How do you make it easier for people to get residency, temporary residency? How do you make it easier for them to contribute, to join companies, big companies, startups? How do you make it easier for scientists to get their opportunity, their funding for their next research projects?